So
Are you starting out, Jeff?
Yeah, I am. So what I need you to start with, you could say and spell your first and last name for me and give me your title, always looking this way.
great. My name is Ryan Greenberg. It's spelled R-Y-A-N, no B preceding the R. Greenberg, all E's, Greenberg.
And your title is?
I'm a front-end software engineer at Twitter.
So for the openness piece, I'd like to have you say, my name is Ryan Blank. This is what I do. My Twitter handle is at whatever.
Great.
Looking this way.
My name is Ryan Greenberg. I'm a front-end software engineer at Twitter. My handle, if you'd like to follow me, is @Greenberg.
Cool.
Wow, that's a good one to have.
That's great. Can you talk about, Ryan, what drew you to the Bay Area and to Berkeley?
Well, what drew me to the Bay Area and to Berkeley was just kind of the vibrant tech atmosphere here in San Francisco, in Berkeley, in the South Bay. There's just so much stuff going on, and this is ground zero for where things happen in the tech world, and that was one of the things I was really interested in finding.
And where were you coming from?
Previously, I was living in Utah, and before that I was living in South America, and I was really kind of interested in trying to make connections with people and to figure out how I was going to plug into something that I wanted to do in the tech world.
And what was your background? What had you studied before?
So before I came to the iSchool, my background as an undergrad was in philosophy. There's not as many jobs for philosophers as you might think, and so I was trying to find a way to combine my background and interests with something that had been kind of a long-time interest for me, which was technology and computers, and try and find a way to combine those things into a career.
Fantastic. Can you talk about a couple projects that you did at the high school?
So a couple of projects that I worked on at the iSchool, one of the ones that excited me most was something we called Milo, the Meaningful Location Project. I worked on that with 4 other students, and together we built a platform for what we called a meaningful location service, which would be a way to translate the input from location services like latitude and longitude or geographic coordinates into things that are meaningful for people, like coffee shops or home or my favorite place. And we wanted to be able to build on top of that a way that you could, for example, turn your phone off when you're in a quiet place, or let people know where you are without telling them too much stuff.
Cool, cool. We'd love for you to describe the iSchool and how it maybe differentiates from other grad programs.
So the iSchool is a place that combines the gaps between a bunch of different fields. It's computer science, it's sociology, it's service design, it's economics and policy, it's law. It's all these things kind of combined into one. So it's a great place if you're interested in not just one area, but in how that one area interacts with other areas. And that's one of the things I think is most exciting about it.
Can you mention too in there about the creativity? I mean, I think we were getting the sense that it's actually a pretty creative
Mhm.
place. That would be great to have you say.
What I said, but with creative mixed in?
Maybe, yeah.
Sure. The iSchool is a place where you get to combine interests from a bunch of different fields, from computer science, from design, sociology, psychology, law, service design, and you get a lot of creativity mixing these things up, people coming from different backgrounds, talking about things that you wouldn't find in a place where everyone's thinking the same way and working on similar things.
Great, great. So talk to us about what you're doing now.
I'm currently working as a software engineer for Twitter. I work on, I'm trying to think of a way to say this that's going to be helpful but not
Right.
too revealing. Okay. Currently I work as a software engineer at Twitter. I'm a front-end engineer. I work on things in the browser. I'm using some of the latest technologies like HTML5, CSS. I also work on a lot of different applications connecting a lot of our back-end services like our ad server to users around the world.
Cool, cool. And who do you think the iSchool would be good for?
I think the iSchool is a place for people who are interested in technology, but who realize that technology doesn't solve problems. People solve problems, and sometimes they use technology. And if you are one of those people, then I think that the iSchool is a place for you.
Nice. Good job. And what's the best thing you got out of the iSchool? We'd love for you to work in the connections and
Sure.
so on.
Uh,
Best thing you got out of it?
one of the best things I got at the iSchool was being able to meet other people who are coming from a variety of diverse backgrounds, who are thinking about things in ways different than I do, and in fact have kind of helped me figure out where I would land after the iSchool. Professors and other students can kind of connect you into different jobs, into helping figure out what you're going to do with the things that you learn when you're at the School of Information.
Great. You guys want
That was awesome.
anything else you want to add?
Let me ask you, so as a philosophy major, I imagine there was just tons of you there. That's an unusual place to go from one to transition. What was that like, the transition between, I'm a philosophy major, oh yeah, now I'm at the high school. Look, you don't have to look at me. Sorry.
Yeah. So my background is in philosophy, and I wasn't sure that I was going to run into many other people with a similar background at the School of Information. It turns out there were actually 2 of us, and which was pretty impressive for a group of just 50 people. But what was really interesting is that you find people from a lot of diverse backgrounds. Some of my classmates studied photography, political science, economics. Many of them studied computer science, and I thought that it was a great transition because you get lots of people who are interested in their field. I really am still very interested in philosophy, and get to show you the ways that it combines with the other stuff that you're learning.
So talk about the connections you made, those friends you still have, the people you met there, life was like for you there. I mean, you came from Salt Lake, and then
Mhm.
you were, I assume you were a Mormon mission when you were in, when did you say you were in?
Actually, no. I'm
Oh.
an enigma.
I didn't know.
I have a Jewish last name. I went to a
Oh.
Catholic university.
Yeah,
I come
good
from a
reason.
Mormon state.
Right, people did after they graduated high school or college, you
Mhm.
took your mission.
Yep.
So you had experience before you went to Berkeley, and then you lived in Salt Lake. So how was it all different for you? Like, for someone who comes in from a place that isn't Berkeley, what's life like?
Life in Berkeley.
Berkeley, yeah. I mean, is it sort of an unusual twist? Is it interesting?
Yeah. When I arrived at Berkeley, one thing that caught me about the city was just how much energy was there, how exciting the place was. I come from a place where if you want Mexican food, you go to Chili's, and in Berkeley, if you want Mexican food, you go to a dozen different places. There's just a lot of excitement in the area. Berkeley's known for just having these ideas over time that they start there and then they spread to the rest of the country because this is where we create things.
Cool.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Nice work.
Ryan, I think
Great.
we're good.
Whenever you're ready.
So I'm just, you can look at her when you answer, but no, I just think that's really interesting because when I think of the iSchool students, what I know so far, you don't fit like kind of what I saw in my mind as the stereotype. So if I were somebody that maybe just finished my stint with Greenpeace or something, or the Peace Corps, to hear that you were like down in South America working in a soup kitchen and that you're a philosophy major and now you're going to iSchool,
Mhm.
like that totally is like, that's a huge audience out there of people that maybe would have never even considered it. So if you can just talk to her, like, just tell her, well, before I came here, I was down in South America, this is what I did there, and, and just throw in that you were a philosophy major again, and
Sure.
maybe we can get that all as one bite.
Okay, sure. Before I was at the iSchool, my background was in philosophy. I just graduated, and I went to work in South America for 2 years with the Catholic Church. While I was there, I worked in soup kitchens. I taught English. I'm going to start over because I'm trying to remember exactly what it was that I did. But
Yeah, it's just so conversational. It's
yeah.
not, it's
okay,
right.
sure. But before I was at the iSchool, I was working in South America. I was a volunteer with the Catholic Church after I graduated from college. I studied philosophy. I was looking for something to do, and so I worked there teaching English. I worked in soup kitchens. I worked in some orphanages, and while I was there, I was kind of getting the sense that technology doesn't solve people's problems. People solve people's problems. And I wanted to go to a place that I thought understood that that's the way we use technology in this world. And that was one of the things that interested me about the School of Information. And while I was there, I'd always been interested in technology. I wasn't sure that I was going to find a job in it. And I realized that this is what I wanted to do. And I wanted to find a place where I was going to be able to plug in and kind of accelerate my learning about a lot of these things. And that's what I found at the School of Information.
Did you have an epiphany? Was there that aha moment for you?
Yeah, I every day, I didn't have internet access every day. I would go to the internet cafe for an hour, 2 hours at a time every couple of days, and I found myself not just sending emails to people, but I would go and read the tech news and see kind of what was developing in different frameworks and things like that. And I suddenly realized this is what I'm interested in doing, and this is what I want to study and go work in.
That's great. That's great. That's why people need to go do that. You know, get out of your
Yeah.
box and go experience things.
No, well, it's such a relatable story. I mean,
Right.
it's so not the engineer and
Right.
it opens up a whole new world of people that we can like market this to,
Right.
just like hearing your story.
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Well, I wouldn't recommend that everyone take the same road that I did, otherwise it'd be pretty boring. But
So then one last question. Then how did you make the jump from sitting in a cafe to iSchool? How did that transition occur for you? What did you do? What was the process?
so I got back from living in Santiago, and I did some freelance work for a year while I studied, applied, took the GRE. As much fun as it is, it took kind of a while to slog through and get my vocabulary back again. And then I was just happy to arrive in September or August the next fall and be in a new place again and ready to learn new things.
One of the things you know at grad school is everybody's not 22 years old right out of college. And that's sort of that unusual thing you learn at graduate school is everyone's different ages and different experiences. Was that your case?
Yeah, I think that you find, I found that people came from a variety of different backgrounds, including whether they had just graduated from undergrad. There were a few people who had just finished their undergraduate degrees, some people who had been in the workforce for a few years or several years, and some people who were coming back after many years out of school, and they brought a different set of experiences.
And that contributed to the atmosphere. Not everybody, like when you're a freshman in college, everyone's 18, same life experience.
Definitely.
So you get a different atmosphere and a different feeling?
Yeah, I mean, you get people from a bunch of different ages who have different experience, and people are still interested in getting together and learning from each other and having fun. But it's not like everybody's 18 and just out of college and exactly in the same place.